Merhaban, Arabic learners. Today we continue learning about another type of definite nouns. This is known in English as relative pronouns like who, which, whose, whom, that. However, in Arabic there are nouns, not pronouns. Al-asma'u al-mawsula. Asma is a plural of ism and ism is noun. A relative noun is used to describe a preceding noun and needs to be followed by a phrase or sentence that completes its meaning. Grammarians call this completing sentence silatu al-mawsul. The relative clause describes these nouns by providing additional information about them. Relative nouns have to agree with the nouns they follow in number, gender, and case. For example, let's start naming them. الذي. It's singular, masculine. It stands for who, which, or that. It may be used for a thing, an object, or a person. الذي. The feminine version of الذي is التي. Again, noticing the letter ta in the word. It's referring to feminine. التي also it's used for a person or an object. It's a feminine version of الذي, and we may translate it as which, that, or who. المثنى means dual. We may use اللذان, it's for masculine dual. In nominative case, اللذين, the an, the alif and the noon will turn to ya and the noon in accusative and genitive case. And it may be used also for two people, two persons, two objects. And the feminine version, اللتان. Here we go again. Ta, tani. When it's masculine, ani, ani. And when it's feminine, tani. Who or which. And in accusative genitive case, اللتين. اللتين. So, اللتان, اللتين are the feminine version of اللذان, اللذين. And for the plural masculine, الذين or الأولى. الأولى. الأولى is not common. You will mostly come across الذين, which is the plural of الذي, and it may be used just with people, no objects, just masculine plural for people. And the feminine version is اللواتي, اللاتي, اللائي, but mostly we use اللواتي. And it's used just with human feminine plural. If you have a mixed group and you have just one male among all the females, you will still consider that group as a masculine, unfortunately. Okay. If you are referring to a noun that is indefinite, you do not use a relative noun in Arabic. For example, I have a friend who speaks 6 languages. I have a friend who speaks 6 languages. Let's translate this in Arabic. لي I have صديق, a friend. We won't use any of the relative pronouns. لي صديق يتكلم, speaks, يتكلم 6 لغات. See, there is no relative pronoun. So note that although English still uses the relative pronoun who, I have a friend who speaks 6 languages, there is no corresponding pronoun in Arabic. Relative clauses are usually translated in English with the words which, who, that, whose. Relative sentences are made up of 2 parts, the antecedent and the relative clause. The antecedent will be a noun. The relative clause gives extra information about this antecedent noun. For example, where is the pen which I found? أين, where is, القلم, the pen, الذي, which, وجدته, I found. So the antecedent is القلم, the pen, that comes before the relative pronoun. The relative clause is الذي وجدته, which I found. And we will talk about the returner, عائد. In Arabic, you also need to add a returner as a part of the relative clause. This pronoun which refers back to the antecedents. How? When I say القلم الذي وجدته, who did the action of finding? The pen didn't find itself. I found it. So, because the action is done by me, I have to refer to what I was looking for. Who? Remember, object pronoun. Who refers to al-qalam, because al-qalam is a singular masculine noun. That's why we use who. Who refers to al-qalam, like I found it. If the relative clause features a verb which is done by the antecedent, then the returner is considered to be shown by that verb, and nothing else is necessary. However, if the verb is done by anyone else, the returner should be added in the form of a pronoun, like we checked with that example. Let's check another example. He is the man who recites here. Let's translate it. He is هو الرجل, the man, الذي, masculine, singular, الذي, who, يقيم, recites هنا. Who is doing the action of reciting? The man, the antecedent. So we don't need to add anything, because we don't need the returner, عائد, because when the conjugation of the verb already shows that that man did the action, يقيم, he recites. So الرجل antecedent, الذي يقيم هنا, who resides here, the relative clause and no returner. هذه المدرسة التي أذهب إليها. هذه المدرسة to the school. It's an object. التي, because it's a feminine noun, so we can use التي. It's feminine singular. التي أذهب إليها, who is doing the action of going. This school, this is the school that or which I go to. So أذهب إليها, go to the school. We added the ha to إلى, referring to the school, because I am doing the action. I am going to where? To the school, referring to the school. Ha, it's a pronoun referring to the feminine noun المدرسة. علي وأحمد, Ali and Ahmed. هما, it means they. It's just an emphasis. You don't even need to put this. This is extra. Ali and Ahmed, they. اللذان, because we have a dual masculine, two males. كتب الدرس. Ali and Ahmed, اللذان, we would use who? People. Who wrote the lesson. Who wrote the lesson? Because the action was done by Ali and Ahmed, we don't need any returner. We have another example with اللتان, the dual feminine. المقالتان, referring to the feminine, the tani. اللتان قرأتهما لكاتبة عربية. Let's translate. The two articles, المقالتان, I added two to refer to the dual. If you say the articles, you may not know if it's dual, since we don't have any such concept in English. The two articles, which, because these are things which I read are by an Arabic writer. Here we used the returner huma, referring to المقالتان, huma, because I am doing the action of reading. Okay, here it's a plural of الذي, الذين. هؤلاء الأولاد الذين وصلوا متأخرين. These are the boys who, people, so we use الذين just with human, who arrived late. Here we didn't use any returner, just وصلوا, they arrived because they are doing the action. هؤلاء البنات اللواتي or اللاتي or اللائي, a lot of choices. فزنا بالمسابقة. These are the girls who won the competition, just human feminine plural. اللواتي, who won the competitions. Here we don't have any returner, any عائد, because they are doing the action. We have من and ما also. من, it's used for singular, plural, dual, feminine, masculine, doesn't matter, but just for people. And it means who, men, who. And you will use it mostly in questioning. Men. Ma also. Ma may be used for singular, dual, plural, but just for things or objects. And it means what or which. Also, it may be used for asking questions that we will learn later. For example, أحب من يقول الصدق. I like who tells the truth. I like who tells the truth. قرأت ما كتب الأستاذ. I read what the teachers wrote. Okay? And that's it. So let's summarize. الذي masculine singular, التي feminine singular, اللذان dual masculine, اللتان feminine dual, الذين plural just for human. It's the plural of الذي masculine plural, اللواتي is feminine plural just for human also, men for all of them but just people, ma for all of them but just for things. And that's it for today. See you next time. مع السلامة.